Okay, thank you very much. My name is Ambassador Professor Julius Bitok. We are here in Nakuru County for a very special education day where we have called the stakeholders. We have called the BOM members, we have called the head teachers, we have called the union, we have called the students, so that we can sit and have a conversation on how are we going to improve education in Nakuru County. And I'm happy to note that from the conversation, it is clear we have a roadmap of how to improve education in Nakuru County. Currently, Nakuru County's results are not very good. We are talking about average of KCSE mean grade of 3.1, which is a D plus, average for the entire county. And we are saying the transition is 15%, whereas the national transition is 27%. Transition in Nakuru from KCSE, or rather from Form 4 to university, is 15%. So the reason we have come to Nakuru is to have a conversation with the stakeholders. What is it that we can do so that we can increase the number of students going to university from Nakuru County? We have identified the issues, we have identified the challenges, we have sat with the leaders, led by the women rep here and the deputy governor here and the area member of parliament, and we have agreed on steps to take to ensure that we have better results in Nakuru County. So this is a very, very special day for this county because we are saying education is the game changer. Education is the equalizer. And we want education to be the best in this county in terms of quality, in terms of access, in terms of delivery. We want the best possible education in this county.
Maybe you can talk about, recently we've seen a report that NEC are raising alarm over the high dropout rate. I know Nakuru said we are at 100%. So they were raising concern that in 2022, the numbers that joined grade 7 have dropped from 100 to 97%. So as you respond to that, how do you think, as part of the integration that you had talked about, creating the education management system, how do you think you can address to have these numbers and ensure that we have fully 100% graduation across the country?
Okay, thank you very much. I want to say that I am aware that there's a report that was released recently by an organization. And I want to say that the report does not have accurate figures. We do not agree with the figures given. However, we are doing our homework to ensure that we get to the bottom of this matter. From where I sit, NEC has not released any report. It is an organization a certain NGO which gave a report and gave some figures, which from where I sit, we are not sure whether those are the accurate figures that reflect actually the dropout. So we are doing our homework, but just in the event that there are some students who have dropped out for one reason or the other, we are working very closely with NGAO, National Government Administration, to ensure that we mop the streets. And as you are aware, the president directed us the other day that we must ensure that there's no learner who is at home. But the screaming figures are not necessarily accurate from where I sit. Because from where I sit, we have achieved 98% transition from junior to senior. And we are working towards 100% as promised. And it's the first time that we have reached that 98.9%, to be more precise. So I want to say that we have done our homework, we have done our part. But of course, in this country, anybody can say anything. You can say anything, about everything. And we are not in agreement with those figures. But we are doing our part. We are going to mop our informal settlements to ensure that there is no learner who is at home. And the chiefs have been given express orders that they must ensure that there is no learner in their locations, in their jurisdictions, who stays at home and does not go to school. So that is what we are working on. And we are confident we will achieve 100% transition. The other thing which I wanted you to note is that we have another pathway that learners who get to grade 9 and they don't want to go to secondary, they can go to the village polytechnics. That pathway is also available. Possibly, those learners who have gone to those pathways are the ones who are being disputed in this kind of survey. So we need to get our facts right before we publish anything. But from where I sit, that the 151,000 is not accurate figure and accurate representation on who has dropped from school.
Also, maybe you can address the issue of JS teachers, 44,000 intern teachers who are expecting to be employed on permanent and pensionable basis, and also the issue of SHA, where teachers have been complaining time and again that there have been limitations, especially on outpatient services.
Okay, I want to say that first of all on chemists, we are working on getting a new system called chemists. We are transitioning in the course of this month, from now up to end of the month, to ensure that all our learners, all our schools, all our institutions are on chemists. Why? Because data is one of the major issues in this sector. And we are saying with chemists, we shall be able to get an agile system, a scalable system, a system that's able to integrate every department, whether it is assessment, whether it's curriculum, whether it's pedagogy, whether it's schools, whether it's universities, whether it's scoops, all of them will be in chemists. That is why we have chemists. It's a new way of handling matters education. Now, coming back now to the question of autonomy. We have said we are a listening government. We have had our junior school teachers. We have heard what they are talking about. And we have seen the court order, because there are 2 court orders. And we are working, we are trying to look for a solution. As we are all aware, we are working we are operating on a very tight fiscal space. And World Bank IMF have given us very tough conditions. That is why when we want to do some of these things of employment, we really so much constrained. But we are working on a way of ensuring that in the fullness of time, all these JS students are confirmed. We are working on it around the clock to comply with the court order, to ensure that these teachers who are trained, you know, the court order was also on a technicality that you cannot put somebody an intern who has completed training. Intern actually by definition is a trainee. So you cannot put somebody as a trainee. But we are saying as government, having said that, we are looking for a solution. The biggest challenge we have is the resources. You have heard, capitation is not enough. The money we are sending to our primary schools is not enough. Money is not enough. We are trying to push back to ensure that we have employed 116,000 teachers under very tight fiscal circumstances. That is where we are. And we are saying we are doing everything possible. But for interns, I want to assure them that our program is on course. Our plan was we put them on internship for first 1 year and then another 1 year, and then we confirm them. That is the plan. And indeed we shall confirm them. It's only that we are operating in very, very tight fiscal constraints. That is why we are not able to confirm them quickly as they need. The issue of SHA, there's a meeting tomorrow that has been called by the minister, and the Teacher Service Commission, together with the Minister of Health and Minister of Education, have agreed on a formula. We are going to provide a more comprehensive. Those requirements. By the way, one of the challenges we had in SHA was there was some little of sabotage in between. SHA is working, SHA is functioning, and the teachers can attest. But there were some of teething problems here and there, and we think they border on some people who are not very happy with the system. But we are dealing with that. We are not going to have the teachers queue for long. We are not going to ask them for these delays in pre-registration. We are going to expedite the process so that our teachers can enjoy even better services than they had when they were in Minet. So I want to say that there's a comprehensive conversation tomorrow, but from where I sit, we are confident that we are going to provide a solution so that teachers will remain in SHA and be able to enjoy better services than they had in the former insurances.
Yes, one more question regarding capitation. We've seen the challenges that are there at the moment. So what are some of the recommendations, or what is the government doing to ensure that, as you said, by July that the capitation will increase? Secondly, on these challenges that you're talking about, drug abuse as well as teen pregnancies, are they only unique to Nakuru County, or is it a general matter across all counties?
Okay, on capitation, we have already provided money for capitation. The president directed that we increase capitation from 1420 to 2340, starting next financial year. So for me, from where I sit, I'm going to implement that directive to the later. So starting this new financial year, capitation will have increased. And there's no negotiation about it. It's going to be implemented like that. So I want to tell all our principals, all our stakeholders, the capitation has already been increased. The directive has been given to us. Parliament has been requested to do the same, and there should be no reason why capitation should not get to school as directed. Now, coming back to, but I also want to say that in the last 2 terms, we have sent capitation to school before schools open. Something that has never happened in the last 40 years. So I think nobody's happy about us, but at least you should be happy about that one. Because for a long time, capitation was going in the middle of the term. Capitation is going almost towards the end of the term. But for the last 2 terms and going forward, capitation will be getting to school at least 3 days before schools open. That is our commitment. And we are already implementing that. We have done it twice. We shall do it next term, and we shall continue doing it as a culture in this sector. So there will be no more delays on capitation. And then on the issue of drug abuse, early pregnancies, some of these issues are cross-cutting. And I would like, for teenage pregnancies, I will give the women rep for this county to say. But one of the reasons why results in Nakuru County are still a little bit low are some of those challenges: drug abuse, these goons, issues of teenage pregnancies. And we have asked for this meeting because we believe there's a role parents play, BOMs play in supporting children who have gone through this. And that is why we have this meeting. We have the meeting between BOMs, teachers, students, the unions, and everybody else, so that they also contribute. Because education is not a government affair alone. It is and we are saying, let us come together. Let us have a conversation. And I'm confident that with this kind of engagements, our results are going to increase in Nakuru County. Allow me now to request the women rep to answer something. Yes. Okay, on promotion of teachers, His Excellency the President made it very clear when we went to State House. He increased the resources for promotion from 1 billion to 2 billion. And I want to inform the country that so far, for the last 3 years, this government has been able to promote 167,000 teachers. 167,000 teachers have been promoted. This in the last 3 years. And now that we have now increased the allocation, I want to believe that all the teachers will get promotion as and when they fall due. So we are streamlining that space because His Excellency the President directed that on issues of career progression for teachers, we need to re-engineer that space so that all teachers now can be able to move even faster going forward.
Thank you.
Okay.